The next honoree, Helen Diemer, could not make it this evening, but Michael Barber is going to. Yeah, I was going to say, you're sitting there, please. Why am I looking embarrassed? Michael Barber is going to introduce and accept the honor on her behalf.
Good evening, everyone. Unfortunately, Helen couldn't be here this evening. She is enjoying retirement and currently in Portugal. So I'm Mike Barber, her friend, past business partner, and I'm here to share some remarks that she prepared. Okay, so picture me as Helen. Thank you very much for this remarkable and unexpected honor. I am very proud to be included in this class of Edison Report's Lifetime Achievement Award recipients. I'm sorry that I could not be here with you all to celebrate tonight, but I'm very grateful to my dear friend Mike Barber for representing me. Randy asked me to prepare some remarks for Mike to deliver to tell you a little bit about my story and the accomplishments that I'm most proud of. Thank you again for this opportunity to share these thoughts with you. My lighting career was initially inspired by Professor John Flynn at Penn State and Gary Steffi, who taught my lighting classes the year after John died. I started my career as an electrical engineer, but quickly realized that I wanted to focus on lighting design. My early involvement in the IES and ILD helped me to realize that I needed to work for a lighting design firm if I wanted to be a lighting designer. This resulted in a move to New York, where I held positions for Horton Lees, Cosentini's Lighting Group, David A. Mintz Associates, and Flack & Kurtz Consulting Engineers, where I ran the lighting design group. Finally, I moved to Philadelphia in the lighting practice in 1994. I started with the firm in 1995. I was tremendously lucky to work for and learn from lighting pioneers like Jules Horton and David Mintz, and to collaborate with others like Leslie Wheel, Howard Branston, Hayden McKay, and Carol Klein through my work with the IALD and IES. Throughout my career, there have been a few key things that have motivated me. I believe that there is always more to learn and more than one way to solve most problems. I am a collaborator by nature, and I have always looked for opportunities to work with others to achieve common goals, whether on a specific project, committee work within the industry, or the places that I've worked. And I'm ambitious and want to have a positive impact. Lasting impact for me was not necessarily about designing the most glamorous projects, but instead how my work could elevate the experience or enable the growth and success of other people. I worked on a lot of wonderful projects over the course of my career, and I'd like to highlight 3 that were especially important to me. Lighting the exterior of One Liberty Place in Philadelphia was an early favorite. It was special to me because it was in my hometown. It was Philly's first skyscraper and one of the few buildings at the time with nighttime lighting. The light pipes outlining the chevrons at the crown of the sky of Liberty Place created an iconic image that's become a signature of the Philadelphia skyline. It was an especially big deal for me too, because for the first time, my parents understood what I was doing for a living. And I think a lot of us can relate to that. Another favorite was the conversion of a former diaper factory, yes, a diaper factory, into the offices and labs for Johnson & Johnson in Skillman, North New Jersey. This was the first of many collaborations with the architecture firm, or the architects of Ballinger. I love this project because we found ways to conceal lighting to accentuate the architecture and make the lighting and architecture to appear as one. This project exemplified my approach. It was not flashy, but the seamless integration was beautiful and the result of a great collaboration. The last project that I'd like to highlight was for the University of Pennsylvania. This involved developing a lighting kit of parts that could be installed on private, residential, and institutional properties in a 30-block area west of Penn's campus to increase sidewalk lighting levels and improve the perception of safety. It required outreach to the community to develop solutions that fit the architectural context of the neighborhood and were affordable and practical to install. Nearly 270 new lights were installed, and 90% of the neighborhood met the desired standards. But more importantly, residents reported feeling safer at night. To be able to use lighting to improve people's sense of safety and quality of life in an entire neighborhood was tremendously gratifying for me. I became active in the IS and the ILD early in my career at the suggestion of my teacher and mentor, Gary Steffi. I learned so much from being involved in these professional associations, and it gave me the opportunity to give back. I was part of the IS and ILD energy committees that developed the metrics used in the original ASHRAE Energy Standard 90.1, and also part of the IES committee that developed the recommended practice for merchandising lighting. But the service I'm most proud of was as president of the ILD from 1990 to 1991. Okay, this is Helen. No, okay, so the ILD had a bit of a reputation of being a New York club, and it was important to me to help change the image and live to the international part of the ILD brand. I encouraged several members from outside of New York to run for the board, and I also invited Andre Thomas to be the first ever non-US member of our executive committee. This set a precedent for more diverse board and executive committee membership for years to come. During my presidency, we had to deal with a steep decline in revenue as we were trying to get light fare off the ground. This required some tough decisions, including letting go of our full-time paid staff to quickly cut expenses and simultaneously re-energize all available volunteer efforts to keep the organization afloat. I regretted having to make those hard choices, but I am proud that the ILD was able to weather the storm and continue to evolve and serve the membership for the future. Finally, my proudest achievement was working with my partners to build a thriving and sustainable lighting design business at the Lighting Practice. When I joined the firm in 1994, there were 4 people. That's before I started, 5. And the smallest firm in Philadelphia. When I took over as president in 2009, we were 15 people. And when I retired at the end of 2023, we were the largest firm in Philadelphia with 40+ employees across 3 offices. Additionally, we had successfully navigated 2 leadership transitions, the first from our founder, Al Borden, to me, Helen, and from me to TLP's current president, me. My strengths were in developing people and relationships to grow the business both externally and internally. I was very focused on delivering outstanding client service and experiences that enabled us to build a healthy base of repeat clients that continues to this day. That is absolutely true. I tried to lead with a light touch to give people a safe place to test their abilities, take risks, and spread their wings to be as good as they can be, as good as they could be. Through mentoring and empowering, which seems to be a common thread this evening, and I'm very glad it's here, I nurtured the careers of many future leaders of the firm and the lighting profession. And these are some of the things I'm most proud of. Thank you again for this tremendous honor and the opportunities to speak with you tonight. So if I just another second here. So a lot of people in here knew Helen. So these are my words. She had an intensity, but was very approachable. She was passionate about our profession and our business and delivering the best product and service. And at the heart of it, she believed it was our people. They were our secret sauce, as she would say. I miss connecting with her, but we have lunch occasionally, so she hasn't totally left the business, so she gets to hear the crap from me. Sorry, so she is truly fitting of this honor. So thank you all very much.